Of shooting and killing a woman at a North Peoria apartment complex on Sunday went to court this afternoon. It's Tuesday evening. I'm Tyler Lopez.
And I'm Janice Rebholz. So far, he has not been charged with murder. Liz Lape joining us with more details from the courtroom in tonight's top story. Liz.
Tyler, Janice, right now 45-year-old Derek Hall Sr. faces just one felony count of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon. Prosecutors say that they are still investigating and more charges could come later. Derek Hall Sr. is accused of shooting 38-year-old Latrista Warfield several times at the Grove Apartments on West Candlelight Court. Her body was found in the second-floor hallway of a building. In court this afternoon, prosecutors say police found shell casings and a significant amount of blood on the hallway floor. They also say there were drag marks coming from another apartment 2 doors down to where Warfield was found. A search of that apartment found more casings and blood from the bathroom to the door. Later that evening, Hall called police to turn himself in at his aunt's house and told officers the gun was hidden in a grill on the porch. Prosecutors have filed to deny pretrial release for Hall. Hall will stay in jail until his detention hearing tomorrow afternoon. We will have more updates as we learn more on 25newsnow.com.